Hammertime.
What's up everyone and welcome back to another Hammertime video. Today, I'm going to show you how to remove surface rust off this drill press. Stay tuned, I'm going to show you just how to do it. Okay, so if we look at this drill press right now, we can see it's got surface rust all over here. It's kind of a mess right now. I left this one out outside and it just was moist in the air. Not a good thing when you have cast iron or steel or iron, anything that's going to rust metal surfaces. So what we need to do is we need to get all the surface rust off and clean this up so it can be all free of rust and just look a lot better, and then it doesn't have rust on it that's going to keep eating away at the metal. So I'm going to use this 220 grit piece of paper, sandpaper here, and this is just a sanding block I made. It's really just a block of wood, so you could just cut a piece of 2x4 and round the edges, soften all the edges, and just wrap the sandpaper around them, and then you got a sanding block that you can sand. Here's also a little piece of sandpaper. This is just actually used on a lathe generally. That's what this is for. But this is going to be good for getting into small spaces and everything where this would fit as well. So let's go ahead, and the metal actually runs this way. If you look, there's like a grain in the metal and it runs this way. So that's the way we're going to sand, going this way. And like if I just start right over here, this rust is already starting to just go away. It's really fast. So let me go ahead and sand this real quick. Okay, now I'm going to stop for a second and just use this by hand just to kind of get some of this stuff a little better. Then I'm going to switch to that smaller piece. And if you guys are interested in doing this yourself, just removing rust off your tools, because you know that's just kind of part of woodworking. You're going to get rust on your tools at some point. It's really easy to remove. I'll leave links to the rust removing sandpaper and stuff that I recommend down in the description below. So if you're interested, go ahead and check those out. And every now and then you might just want to stop and wipe the rust off with a paper towel. And I'm just going to lubricate this paper towel with some penetrant lubricant for the moment. And when we finish up, I'm going to use silicone spray. And sometimes you got some really stubborn rust, just doesn't want to come out. Maybe grab a piece of like 100 grit paper, 150, and use that to get rid of the rust, and then go back with the finer paper and smooth it out. Now I'm just going to wipe down the whole tool, and then we're going to work on the bottom. Okay, and if you haven't noticed, there's also surface rust on this bar, the shaft, and this looks like it's stainless steel, but not stainless enough apparently because it's rusting. So that's just gonna have to be cleaned off with some really fine sandpaper just to not scratch it. as much really. So we're just gonna use some, I think this is 400 grit here, just to try and clean this up. And that seems to be working just fine. Once all the rust is off, I just like to use some silicone spray just to keep the rust from forming, and it just keeps it nice and lubricated. Then I'll just wipe it off with a paper towel. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I've got the drill press all cleaned up now. All the rust is gone. It's been sprayed with silicone spray, all lubricated. Much better condition than I almost really even bought it in. So this is about a $50 drill press. It's a Harbor Freight Central Machinery 5-speed bench drill press. And it's like a, normally retails for about 50 bucks when I bought it, and barely really used it. I haven't really used it that much, but I don't have a need for it anymore because I've got that drill press. It's a much bigger Craftsman drill press, and that's what I've been using in the shop right now. It's kind of a vintage model. It's a pretty cool drill press. And I'll be selling this, so if you'd like to get it, I'm just gonna be selling it for like 25 bucks. So make sure you go check out the link below for that. And then also, and last but not least, I'll leave links to all the stuff I recommend for getting rid of rust, because those are just something that you always really want to have around, because tool rust is just something you're gonna have. I'll leave the links to stuff I recommend down in the description below. Alright guys, make sure if you like the video, make sure you subscribe and ring that notification bell. And until next time guys, happy building.